years ago, we were surprised to find our name on a blog listing the best homes to be invited to for a Shabbat meal in LA. Considering the length of our typical Seders, I am quite sure we would never have made the cut for Pesach. But have you ever wondered whose Seder would rank as the all-time best? I would like to share with you the following relatable thought that I heard from my son-in-law, Rabbi Daniel Goldberg, when we visited our children last Pesach. Let us look at the all-star Seder that is described in the Haggadah. Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Yoshua, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, and Rabbi Tarfon gathered together for a Pesach Seder in Bnei Barak. They are hosted by none other than Rabbi Akiva. These were the undisputed Gedolei Hador, amongst the greatest rabbis and leaders of their generation, joining together for one epic night. They sat by candlelight and began making their way through the Haggadah. Kadesh, Orchatz, Karpas, Yachatz. We can just imagine how animated and lively it was, each rabbi taking turns offering insights, retelling midrashic accounts about Yetziat Mitzrayim, and respectfully but enthusiastically sparring on the optimal way to perform each halacha of the Seder. Who said the Manishtana? What tunes did they use? What did they eat for Karpas? You could only dream of being a fly on the wall at that Seder. Imagine, as the night wears on, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah begins periodically glancing out the window, looking at the positioning of the stars, trying to ascertain the time. And he begins to get uncomfortable, even a little antsy. Rabbi Akiva, noticing his discomfort, finally stands up, closes the windows, and draws the shades. He turns and flashes a warm, knowing smile at Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, who looks back at him and humbly nods. Rabbi Akiva's plan works so well. With the room cut off from the outside world, none of the rabbis even noticed the sun coming up. What is the meaning of this story of the Rabbi Seder in Bnei Barak? Clearly, they were discussing when a person must complete eating the Korban Pesach and how that applies to our lives today. They were debating about when one should finish discussing Sipur Yetziat Mitzrayim, eating matzah, and all the other mitzvot of the night. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah believes that everything must be completed by Chatzot, by halachic midnight. But Rabbi Akiva disagrees. He thinks that the mitzvah of Korban Pesach and the story of Exodus continues throughout the whole night until morning. As such, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah was intent on completing the Seder, eating the afikoman, and singing the Hallel quickly before Chatzot. But he was sitting at the table of Rabbi Akiva, so ultimately he concedes to his host, continuing the Seder until morning. What is at the essence of this debate? Is it simply a halachic argument? Why is it crucial for some rabbis that we finish the Korban Pesach by midnight and for others not? Rav Meidan of Yeshivat Har Etzion in Israel explains that the real question being weighed is not how much time we had to complete the eating of the Korban Pesach, but when did our freedom in Egypt begin? Did our freedom begin at Chatzot, when Hashem smote the firstborn Egyptians, and when Paro told Moshe and Aaron to take the Jewish people and leave Egypt? Or maybe, did our freedom only begin in the morning when the Jewish people physically left Egypt? When are the Jewish people truly free? Well, it all depends on how we define freedom. Is freedom defined as the absence of servitude and the ability to make our own choices? If so, then according to Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, By midnight, we were free. Or maybe we were not free until the next morning, because it was only in the morning that we, the Jewish people, mustered the courage to literally walk out and leave Egypt behind. According to Rabbi Akiva, that is freedom. Freedom is not about what we are theoretically able to do. Freedom is about the hard choices that we make to express our faith in Hashem and our deeply held Jewish values. Freedom is not a status, it's a behavior and a practice. This year, the perception of our freedom is being challenged. In reality, however, this year as well, we can be masters of our own destiny by choosing to make this Pesach a memorable one. It is true that we do not have the ability to celebrate where and with whom we choose. But we must remember that Baruch Hashem, we're not experiencing persecution at the hands of anti-Semites, and we are not being thrown out of our homes. On the contrary, each of us has the mandate and the gift of being at home and making a Seder in accordance with our Jewish values, showing our belief in Hashem. Let us therefore be mindful of this as we celebrate the true meaning of freedom during these most trying times. Wishing all of you a safe, healthy, happy, and kosher Pesach.